Welcome into historic Muzzy Field for today's matchup between the hometown Bristol Blues and the visitors for the first time tonight, the North Shore Navigators. Beautiful night for baseball. Opening day starter Teddy Carey from Babson College on the bump for the Bristol Blues. Teddy is 0-1 on the season, 3.06 ERA, 29 and a third innings pitched. He's good for 28 strikeouts to just 7 walks. And today he will face the North Shore lineup that goes as so. Joey Pena, batting first, playing shortstop. Batting second will be the third baseman, R.J. Warnock. Batting third, the catcher, Mike DeCunty. Batting fourth, the center fielder, Colby Mayola. And playing first base, batting fifth, Alex Brickman. Batting sixth in left field, Mac Daniel Singleton. Batting seventh, the right fielder, Mac Nathanson. Batting eighth, the second baseman, Riley Harold. And rounding out the lineup for the Navs tonight, the DH, Ben Kennedy. Teddy Carey throws it in, and his battery mate today, Chris Villa, will hum it down to second base. The boys will throw it around. And the Bristol Blues are about underway against the visitors, the North Shore Navigators, in just one moment. .701 is the first pitch. It is 89 degrees out in a steamy one here in Bristol. First pitch by Teddy Carey, over for a strike. Pitch number 2, laid down a bunt. Back to the mound, Carey will field, throw to first. It is in time. They cut down Joey Pena on the bunt attempt. One up, one down here in the first inning. Now the batter for the Navs, the third baseman, R.J. Warnock. Warnock 6, sporting some high blue socks today. The Navs jerseys, very patriotic, still living off the 4th of July, that's for sure. American flag jerseys. Sleeves are full of blue and stars, and, well, the jerseys, red and white stripes. 0-1 pitch to Warnock. Misses up and inside. A ball and a strike. Carey, a fine year so far for the Bristol Blues. Well, in the race for one of the best ERAs in the FCBL, sitting at 3.06 as a starter. Broken back ground ball to the shortstop. Tyler Roberts charges hard. Fields makes the play to first base. 2 up and 2 down here in the first inning. That'll bring up the catcher hitting in the 3-hole today, Mike DeCunty. DeCunty plays his collegiate baseball at Southeastern University. Takes the first pitch fastball. That misses outside. 1-0. Breast Cancer Awareness tonight here with the Bristol Blues. Blues sporting pink jerseys in honor of breast cancer. They will be auctioned off after the game. If you're curious or would love to get in on the bidding, feel free to shoot us a note on Facebook or Twitter. We'll get you in to see if you can go home with one of your favorite players' jerseys tonight. 1 ball and 2 strikes. The count here to the 3-hole hitter, the catcher, Mike DeCunty. Open stance here for the catcher. Waves at a fastball and flips it into foul ground. A ball and 2 strikes. 6'2", 220 left-handed hitting catcher from Dix Hills, New York. Waves at the first off-speed pitch tonight by Teddy Carey. DeCunty goes down swinging. That's the first strikeout for Teddy Carey. We head to the bottom of the first inning. The Blues lead. No, they don't. It's the bottom of the first inning. I'm losing it. No score. Bottom of the first coming up next. This is Bristol Blues Baseball. The lineup for the Bristol Blues tonight, they will face the righty, Cole O'Connor. O'Connor, 22 and a third innings pitched, 4.83 ERA coming in today's ballgame. Lineup for the Blues back in action here at Muzzy Field. The leadoff man in left field, number 18, Dylan Morris. Batting second, the center fielder, number 29, Lorenzo Arcuri. Batting third, the third baseman, number 26, Austin Chauvin. In the cleanup spot tonight, the DH, number 31, Frankie Gregoire. Playing first base and batting fifth will be Andrew Kendrick. Batting sixth in right field, Liam Scaffariello. Batting seventh, playing second base, Zach Scott. Batting eighth, the catcher, Chris Villa. And rounding out the lineups for the Bristol Blues, the shortstop, number 5, Tyler Roberts. The lefty Morris stands in, gets the first pitch from O'Connor, taking 1-0. A ball and no strikes. Fastball waved at on the outer half, 1-1. A ball and a strike here from Dylan Morris, former Bristol Blue, comes back for his second year as a part of the organization. The 1-1 pitch catches the outer third, 1 ball and 2 strikes. Morris had a brief bit with Falmouth in the Cape early on in this year, then found his way back home here at Muzzy Field. The 1-2 pitch is a line shot right at the center fielder, Colby Miola. Nice piece of hitting there by Morris, caught the off-speed pitch and hit it on the screws, but it was right at the center fielder. A line out to the center fielder by Dylan Morris, and now Lorenzo Arcuri, the batter. Arcuri takes the first pitch fastball inside, 1-0. Lorenzo hitting .227 on the year, stands at the back of the right-handed batter's box, and takes the 1-0 pitch. Fastball in on the hands, called a strike, 1-1. Ball and a strike, it's a curveball that's hit softly to third. Coming over to make the play is the third baseman, R.J. Warnick. 2 up and 2 down for Cole O'Connor here in the bottom half of the first inning. The batter for the Blues now, third baseman from St. Mary's, Austin Chauvin. O'Connor throws the hands over the head, kicks up into the motion. First pitch slider to Chauvin. He swings through it. 0-1. No balls and a strike here to Austin. He gets a fastball he likes, rips it to short. Backhanded play in the hole. The throw across the diamond will skip into the glove of the first baseman. Fine play there by Joey Pena, the shortstop for the North Shore Navigators. Took 3 steps into the hole, fielded it, threw it off his backside, skipped it 1 hop to the first baseman. Chauvin is retired, and so are the Blues. We will head to the top of the second inning. Still no hits and no runs for either side. This is Bristol Blues baseball. Top of the second, coming up next. Colby Miola will lead it off here in the top of the second inning for the Navs. He will take the first pitch fastball, lifted in there by Teddy Carey, 1-0. 1-0 pitch, another fastball, and yet again it misses outside. 2 balls and no strikes to number 10, the center fielder from UMass Lowell, Colby Miola. Takes a healthy cut at the 2-0 pitch, but it's a foul ball, 2 balls and a strike. Fine night for baseball, 89 degrees at first pitch. Very, very humid afternoon into the night. Check swing there by Miola. They asks if he goes, and the infield ump says he did. 2 balls, 2 strikes the count for the Navigators cleanup hitter leading off the second inning. Carey working quickly. Decides to go with an off-speed pitch, a slider, elected on 2-2. It is hit off the end of the bat, behind home plate, 2 balls and 2 strikes. Carey working extremely quickly here in the second. Another slider, and this time a swing and a miss. Back-to-back strikeouts here for Teddy Carey. 1 out in the second, and now the first baseman, Alex Brickman, to bat. The big righty, number 45, Alex Brickman, 6'3", 250 from Andover, Mass. Takes that first pitch fastball, high and tight, 1-0. 1-0 pitch, slider, misses inside, 2-0. On deck for the visitors, the North Shore Navs, the left fielder, Mac Daniel Singleton. Half-hearted swing there by Alex Brickman. 2 balls and a strike. Sitting pretty in a 2-0 count. Usually expect to see a healthy cut, especially with a man of the stature of Alex Brickman. He gets his hands tied up. Half-hearted swing in the count now, 2-1. 2-1 pitch. Well-located fastball right at the knees. 2-2. Two balls and 2 strikes. Fastball misses up in the strike zone. Count now full. 3 balls, 2 strikes, and 1 out. Here in the top of the second inning. Brickman gets a fastball he likes, swings at it, but is unable to barrel it up. Let it off the ground, off the front leg, and into play. Count will remain the same. Full house, 3-2. 3-2 pitch misses low. That's the first walk of the ball game for either side, and the first base runner of tonight's affair. Alex Brickman with a 1-out walk, and the left fielder, Mac Daniel Singleton, the lefty, batting for the Navigators. Righty on lefty matchup. Carey the righty from Babson. Mac Daniel, the lefty, for North Shore. Middle of the infield pinched into double play. Depth, it is Scott and Roberts tonight. Even with the bag at third is Austin Chauvin. Right now, the Shadows may be playing fits with the batters. Singleton takes for a strike. Count now 1-1. Sun arced high above the evergreen trees in left center field. The Shadows creasing just in front of home plate. The ball going from darkness to the light for each batter here in the early going. Singleton takes the 1-1 fastball. It misses the zone, 2-1. Due up next inning for the Bristol Blues, Gregoire, Kendrick, and Scaffariello. 2-1 pitch to Singleton. Inside, in on the hands. This one lifted, up and out of play it goes. 2 balls and 2 strikes. North Shore, on a 4-game winning streak, they've won 7 of their last 10. Slider on the 2-2 pitch by Carey. Misses. It's now full once again. Second full count in as many batters. The Blues have lost 2 straight. They're 13-15 on the season. 7 games back of the Worcester Bravehearts. Carey misses with the 3-2 pitch. He's walked a pair, back-to-back walks there by Teddy Carey. And that'll bring up the right fielder, Mac Nathanson. Out goes Villa to have a conversation with the pitcher, Carey. Number 15, sporting some floods tonight, is Mac Nathanson. Can't quite tell if he wants to go with the high Sox look, the low Sox look, so he decided to go halfway with both. We're just going to call them floods for tonight. Right-handed hitting right fielder stands in, twirls the bat around like a toothpick in his hands. First pitch swinging, lifted up. And into the stands behind home plate, 0-1. No balls and a strike for Nathanson. Ground ball to third, charging hard is Chauvin. Only one play to make to first base. He does so. Out is Nathanson. The runners advance 90 feet apiece. Runners on second and third with 2 outs in the inning. That'll bring up the second baseman, Riley Harold. Harold plays his ball at Nebraska Omaha. Left-handed hitting, second baseman hitting in the A-hole today for North Shore. Taking first pitch, fastball over for a strike, 0-1. Harold takes another fastball. This one outside corner, right on the black, 0-2. No balls and 2 strikes. Carey sitting in the catbird seat right now. Up with the leg kick, fastball lifted in there, and now this fastball is turned the other way. Out into foul ground it goes. Count will remain the same, 0-2. Harold just over the Mendoza line this season. He does have 93 at-bats, hitting .204. 0-2 pitch, fastball hit on the inside part of the leg for Villa. He walks it off, gets ready to go. Villa, catcher at Seton Hall, started out the season with the Wachusett Dirt Dogs, then made his way over here to Bristol. The Blues have welcomed him with open arms as he's got a lot of work behind the dish so far. Halfway through the season for the Blues. All-Star break coming up next week, and the boys seem like they could use it. Struggling a little bit in the past couple weeks. Ground ball to first. Kendrick Fields slides at the base, makes the play, and the inning is over. North Shore threatens in the second, but they come up empty-handed. Bottom of the second inning coming up next. This is Bristol Blues Baseball. First pitch to Gregoire, grounder in the hole. Charging hard is the third baseman, comes across the infield, makes the play at the shoestrings, picks it up and throws it over to the first baseman. Gregoire is retired 5-3. For those of you taking things into your own hands and scoring this ball game at home. Now the batter for the Bristol Blues, the first baseman, number 28, Andrew Kendrick. First pitch to Kendrick is over for a strike, 0-1. Andrew hitting .232 on the year. He has 69 at-bats coming into today's action. Swings at an 0-1 fastball at the top of the strike zone. He will make contact, but it's a foul ball. No balls and 2 strikes to the Springfield, Missouri native. No balls and 2 strikes. Kendrick gets a fastball up and in. He thinks about diving out of the way, then realizes it's not going to hit him. Stands in there like the man he is. 1-2. The 1-2 pitch is a curveball and a good one. Kendrick swings at it, makes a little bit of contact, but he fouls it into the glove of the catcher, Mike DeConti. And now the batter, local hero, number 33, Liam Scaffariello. Scaff hitting .250 on the season. He's got a triple, a double, and 2 home runs. More long balls than extra base hits for Scaffariello. Scaff looks at a first pitch fastball, a little bit away. 1-0. One ball and 1 strike with 2 outs here in the inning. On deck for the Blues is the second baseman, Zach Scott. In on the hands, ground ball to the shortstop. Scaff with a broken bat, ground out to the shortstop, Pena. 6-3, down goes Scaff, and the Blues go down in order once again. We head to the top of the 3rd inning. This is Bristol Blues baseball, and it's a tie ball game, 0-0. Designated hitter Ben Kennedy to lead it off here in the top of the 3rd inning. The DH hitting in the 9 hole, hitting 143. Peculiar situation for the DH, but nonetheless, the Blues are ready to attack him with the Ritas, K-man of the ball game. First pitch, fastball, outside corner, called a strike, 1-0. 1-0 pitch. Check that. No balls and 2 strikes. The count here to the DH, Ben Kennedy. Carey working quickly, and the 0-2 pitch is a fastball. Misses up and outside. 1 ball and 2 strikes. 1-2 pitch is a slider, grounded softly to short. Third baseman Austin Chauvin tries to go over to make the play, nicks off his glove, and may go down as the first hit of the ball game for either side. We wait for the official score. It is a hit for Ben Kennedy. The lineup will roll over now. Joey Pena, the shortstop, hitting left-handed here against Teddy Carey, taking 1-0. A ball and no strikes, the count. The 1-0 pitch misses high and outside. Teddy Carey struggling a little bit with the location of the fastball. Flying open the front shoulder, and that leads to the ball missing up and away to left-handed hitters. That is the case right now. Tries to dial it in, falls off the mound a little bit toward the first base line, and it's 3-0. 3 balls and no strikes to the leadoff man, Pena. This one catches the inside corner up with the right arm. Goes to the dish umpire, 3-1. Nobody out, man on first base, leadoff single by Ben Kennedy. Infield looking to roll a pair. Fastball misses up, another walk here. 3 walks through 2 innings for Teddy Carey, struggling a little bit with command. Unusual for the starter from Upton, Mass. Coming in today, 28 strikeouts to just 7 walks. So far, he's got 3 walks and 2 Ks on the day on the bump for the Bristol Blues. R.J. Warnick, the third baseman, now the batter. Shows bunt, pulls it back as this fastball misses up and out to the righty. A ball and no strikes. The 1-0 pitch, fastball, dots the outside corner there. Good pitch by Teddy Carey. It is 1-1. Man on second is Ben Kennedy, and the man at first, Joey Pena. Kendrick in front of the runner there at first base, and the 1-1 pitch called the strike, a ball and 2 strikes. Defensively behind Carey today, Andrew Kendrick at first base, Zach Scott, the second baseman, Tyler Roberts ranging short. Over there at third is Austin Chauvin. Left field, Dylan Morris. Chauvin comes over to make the play on this high chopper. 1 out in the inning. Men on second and third with 1 out, and the 3-hole hitter, Mike DeCunty, due up. So DeCunty struck out swinging in his first at-bat. Blues looking for more of the same here. As the corners are drawn in the middle is back. Blues willing to give up the run here in the early going. Right field for the Blues tonight, Liam Scaffariello. In center, Lorenzo Arcuri. And in left, Dylan Morris. First pitch slider. Just throwing the hands at it, waving and giving Teddy Carey a nice breeze. He could use it on this 89-degree night. 0-1. The 0-1 pitch, another slider. This one waved at, but this time contact is made. It's a foul ball, softly hit to the back of the screen behind home plate. Teddy Carey up in the count, 0-2. DeCunty in trouble once again. The left-handed hitting catcher uses a very open stance, strides back toward the pitcher and takes a fastball that misses inside. A ball and 2 strikes. The lefty awaits a 1-2 pitch from the Bristol Blues starter, Carey. Villa throws down the signs into ground ball. This one into foul territory. Count will remain a ball and 2 strikes. Carey sets, kicks up and fires a fastball in there. Fly ball to right center field. Going back is our Curry. That will be deep enough to score the run. But he drops it. He loses it in the sunlight. Air on the center fielder, our Curry. The run will score. And DeCunty reaches second base safely on the air. So Pena will go over to third as he was tagging up on what seemed to be a sacrifice fly. It's an error by the center fielder, Lorenzo Arcuri. And Colby Moyola with the chance to bat. Men on second and third, one out. Defensively, the Blues stay the same. Corners pinched even with the bag, and the middle of the infield set back. Arcuri just dropped that one in center. Thought he might have lost it in the lights or anything like that, but he didn't. Just an error there by the center fielder on a routine fly ball. 0-1 pitch, grounder to the second baseman, Scott. He will field and make the play. Another run will score, however, for the Nabs. They lead 2-0 in the third inning. DeCunty, the man on third. Brickman, the batter. He walked, made it all the way over to third base, but wasn't able to score here in the second inning at Muzzy Field. Blues trail 2-0, a hit and an error, giving North Shore their 2 runs. Brickman swings at a first pitch slider. Good job there by Teddy Carey to utilize the first pitch deuce. 0-1. No balls and a strike here to Brickman. Another slider. This one misses up and in. 1 ball and 1 strike. 1-1 fastball lifted in the air. This one a deep left center field. Arcuri going back. It's up and over his head. And that ball got up over his head and out of the ballpark. A home run there, a 2-run bomb by Alex Brickman, and things have gone from not so good to even worse here at Muzzy Field for the Bristol Blues. Brickman goes and pulls out the yard card to left center field, an absolute shot over the head of Arcuri and out of the ballpark. 4-0 ball game here at Muzzy Field. Things have gone from bad to worse. Now the batter will be the left fielder, Mac Daniel Singleton. A ball and no strikes. Carey still working quickly. Mac Daniel called time. No pitch. Count still 1-0. One 0 pitch misses outside. 2 balls and no strikes. Two 0 pitch is a fastball. Misses out again. 3-0. Misses low, and Mac Daniels Singleton draws a walk. Another walk there by Teddy Carey. The air certainly did not help his cause, and that'll bring out pitching coach Jordy Shiner. Coach Shiner out there to have a word with his starter Teddy Carey. Tell him to calm down, settle in there. He'll be okay. The air by Lorenzo Arcuri drawing harm for the Blues in the top of the third. No count here with the man on first base for the right-handed hitting right fielder, Mac Nathanson. Right fielder stands in. Slightly open stance. First pitch swinging. It's a slider that's kicked up And down the line, 0-1. Oh, one and the runner is off. Villa throws down a second and hops in there and get the tag on him. He is cut down, stealing. Good throw there by Villa. Cuts down McDaniel Singleton, but the damage is done. Blues trail 4-0 after the two-run bomb by Alex Brickman. This is Bristol Blues baseball, and the Blues got to get the bats going in the bottom of the third. Blues trail 4-0 here in the early going. We're in the bottom of the third inning, and Zach Scott the batter. An error by Lorenzo Arcuri, compiled by a couple of walks, and then a home run by Alex Brickman spelled doom for the Blues in the third. They look to get a couple of runs back, scratching and clawing their way back into this ball game. Zach Scott to lead it off in the bottom of the third. Blues still in search of their first base runner. Scott grounds one over toward the second baseman. Second baseman fields in the hole, charging toward first base. Riley Harold picks it up and flips it to the first baseman, Alex Brickman. Scott goes down 4-3, and now that'll bring up the catcher, Chris Villa. First pitch curveball misses nowhere. Call the strike, 0-1. Villa stands back, upright stance. Batting stance reminds me a little bit of Ivan Rodriguez. Pudge would stand there very upright, hunched over a little bit at the waist, but tight all the way around. That's pretty much what Villa does, the catcher from Seton Hall. This one, a curveball, missing up in the zone. 2 balls and a strike. Great fastball hitters count for the Blues catcher. Two on pitch, lifted down the first base line, up into the seats. 2-2. 2 balls, 2 strikes to Villa. He waves at a curveball here. It's a chopper right at the second baseman. He runs down the line about as hard as he possibly could. He was humming. But the second baseman makes the play. So the first 2 batters here in the third are retired on a ground out to the second baseman. Now the batter for the Bristol Blues, the shortstop from Augusta State, number 5, Tyler Roberts. Now Ty stands in from the right side, smack dab in the middle of that right-handed batter's box. Picks up the hands, takes the first pitch fastball. On the inside corner, 0-1. On deck for the Blues is the leadoff man from UMass Amherst, Dylan Morris. Roberts grounds one softly down the third base line. This one will kick over to foul ground, 0-2. No balls and 2 strikes. Roberts down in the count. He waits back and gets a 50-footer. That one barely cleared the grass into the dirt around home plate, 1-2. Roberts didn't have to think twice about swinging at that one. Saw the spin and saw it tomahawked into the ground. A ball and 2 strikes here to the Blues shortstop. Curveball, line shot into center field. Tyler Roberts throws the hands at it and comes up with a single to center. Roberts is the first base runner of the day for the Bristol Blues and the first base knock. The lineup now will go into the hands of the left-handed hitting left fielder Dylan Morris. Dylan hit it on the screws in the first at-bat of the ball game against Cole O'Connor. A line shot right at the center fielder for the Navs. First pitch of the at-bat here to Dylan. He swings and comes up empty with the fastball. 0-1. Last year, Dylan Morris with the biggest base hit in the history of the Bristol Blues. 8th inning single through the right side, tied up the ball game against the Worcester Bravehearts. The Blues ended up losing that ball game in 10 innings, but it tied it up in the late goings in the 3rd game of the FCBL Championship. Nobody in the ballpark will forget that base knock. He's now down in the count 0-2 as we flash forward to tonight's game at Muzzy against the North Shore Navigators. He takes an 0-2 fastball that misses 5 or 6 inches off the plate. A ball and 2 strikes. Last year, Dylan, following the same trend, had a stint in the Cape Cod League, then made his way over to Muzzy Field, and the Blues are more than willing to welcome him back with open arms this season. He gets a pitch he likes and lifts it in the air to shallow center field. Charging in will be the center fielder, and now the left fielder, Mark Nathanson, comes over and calls off Colby Miola. He will make the play. The Blues do get a base runner here in the 3rd, but they still trail 4-0. This is Bristol Blues baseball and the top of the 4th. On your way in just a minute. Leading off in the top of the fourth inning, the right fielder, Mac Nathanson. Nathanson rocking some stirrups here tonight. Stands at the back of the right-handed batter's box, slightly open stance, swings at a first pitch fastball, comes up with nothing, 0-1. The sun has set and the lights are getting up to their full potential, 0-1. 0-1 pitch, a spinner, bounces in there, blocked by Villa, 1-1. The 1-1 pitch, a well-located fastball, smacks the rawhide of Villa as it eludes the bat of the righty for North Shore, 1-2. A ball and 2 strikes and a changeup lifted behind the plate. A lot of room here for Villa. He will disregard the mask and make the play. Pop out behind the dish there for Nathanson. That'll bring up the second baseman who grounded out to first to end the second inning, Riley Harold. Into the motion goes Teddy Carey, showing bunt. Does the second baseman, Riley Harold. Drops the bat head, and the ball flies up into the air onto the roofing here at Muzzy. 0-1. Blues trail in this one 4-0. North Shore still with only 2 hits. Errors and a long ball. The difference so far at historic Muzzy Field. Carey ahead in this count, 0-2. There's 1 out in the inning. Slider lifted in there, shot down the left field line. That ball is hooking and will kick up into foul ground. Lifted the 0-2 slider up and down the left field line. Did the left-handed hitting second baseman Riley Harold. That ball gets down, and he's got extra bases. Luckily for the Blues, it was in foul territory, 0-2. Carey will drop the hands and rock back into the windup. It's a ground ball to the first baseman once again. Kendrick will politely throw up the right arm, tell Carey to sit back, hold back, and enjoy your night. As he rolls over to first base, tiptoes on the bag. We got 2 outs here in the inning. First pitch here to the DH, Ben Kennedy. He singled and came around to score in the third inning. Is a strike as he swings right through it, 0-1. A ball and a strike to the 9-hole hitter, Mr. Kennedy. No relation to John. This one just Ben Kennedy. 2 balls and 1 strike, the count this evening between Carey and Kennedy. Ground ball back up the middle. Carey goes up with a throwing arm, makes contact, and then Zach Scott barehands it and makes the play to first base. The Blues will check on Teddy Carey. He seems to be all right as he trots off the mound. And we will head to the bottom half of the fourth. Blues trailing 4-0. Lorenzo Arcuri gets a first pitch curveball over for a strike. O'Connor doing a good job so far in this ball game of mixing in the fastball and the curveball. Haven't seen many changeups. If we have, I've just simply missed it. 1 ball and 1 strike, now the count to the Blues center fielder. Arcuri hunched over at the waist, shoulder blades sitting right on the inside corner. He takes this curveball. It's over for a strike as well, 1-2. 1-2 pitch is a fastball, misses, up and away. 2 balls and 2 strikes. On deck for the Blues is the third baseman, Austin Chauvin. Arcuri looks at a 2-2 fastball. It'll dot the outside corner. He goes down looking. Rough night early on here for Lorenzo. Now Austin Chauvin to bat. A couple California kids batting back-to-back here for the Blues. Arcuri from Roseville, California. And Austin Chauvin plays his college ball over there at St. Mary's. Chavo, he gets a first pitch he likes. Drives it to center field for a base hit. Second base hit for the Blues. They've knotted this thing up in the hit column at least. But they trail on the scoreboard 4-0. The DH in the 4-hole today for the Blues. Frankie Gregoire grabs the stick and heads into the box. Gregoire asks for time. It is granted. Back to the back end of the right-handed batter's box goes Frankie, ready to work in the 4th inning. First pitch is a slider, dribble on the ground to third. 5, 4, 3. Gregoire grounds out into an inning-ending double play. The Blues get a base runner, but they go down in order. They still trail 4-0. Top of the 5th inning. On your way in just a moment. Leadoff man Pena to bat. This is his 3rd at-bat in the ball game. Comes here in the 5th inning. Takes a first pitch curveball over for a strike. Carey working pretty quickly and with good command of that curveball today. Back-to-back to start off the at-bat to Pena, and it's 0-2. Both Pena and Cole O'Connor with great command of their off-speed pitches. Carey triples up, and this time it doesn't fool Joey Pena. He lifts it up and out of play, spoils a good pitch. Count stays. 0 balls and 2 strikes. 4 straight curveballs to Joey Pena. Teddy Carey in full confidence with the deuce tonight. Still yet to squeak it by him. I'd look to see the first fastball of the at-bat coming now. It comes, but it misses low and in. Kicking the back leg out there is Pena, 1-2. 1-2 pitch. Surprise, surprise, another curveball. This one on the ground over there to the first baseman, or to the third baseman, Austin Chauvin. It pulls Andrew Kendrick off the bag. Throwing air by Chauvin, and the leadoff man is aboard. E5. The Blues struggling defensively today. 2 errors, and there's a man on first with nobody out. R.J. Warnick, the batter. Good speed at the top of the card for Pena. Showing bunt here. Pickoff move back to first base is a back pick by the catcher, Villa. Pena's back there safely, and it's 1-0. Warnick showing bunt. Looks like North Shore might be playing for just 1 run. Carey now. Pick off to first base. Nothing doing. 1-0. The ball and no strikes. Carey comes set at the Blues lettering scripted across the chest. Fastball at the belt buckle. Lifted up and out of down the third baseline into foul ground, and Austin Chauvin now overruns it. Austin having himself a tough time over at third base in this half inning. Commits an error, a throwing error, and then here, a routine pop-up into foul ground. He just overruns it and is unable to come back to make the play. Uncharacteristic for Austin. A ball and a strike. Teddy Carey trying to roll a deuce. This one in on the hands, lifted down the right field line. It will get down from first to third. Will go Pena. Scott picks it up in shallow right field. Runners on the corners, less than 2 outs. And North Shore is 1 run away from getting out of slam distance.
The catcher number 22,
Mike DeCunty, the batter now. Well, DeCunty struck out his first at-bat in the first inning. His second looked to be a sacrifice fly, but then Lorenzo Arcuri just simply dropped it in center field. DeCunty reached second, and he came around to score. That gives North Shore their 4-0 lead, and they are threatening to tack on a few more in the 5th inning. Waved at on the outside corner. 1 ball and 1 strike. This one lifted in the air to right field. Going back is Scaffarillo. He will turn, make the play. Tagging from third to score is Pena. The throw comes into second base. Man on first, 1 out. DeCunty now gets the sac fly that he nearly had in the last at-bat. And Colby Moyola, now the batter. R.J. Warnick has to retreat back to the bag at first. Now Moyola, who sits in the cleanup spot as the center fielder, is 0 for 2 on the day, but has a chance to tack on another base runner for North Shore. Carey's fastball misses. Up and outside, 1-0. 1 ball and no strikes. Fly ball to left field. Morris goes back. He will make the play. 2 outs in the inning. Moyola flies out to the left fielder. Now batting, the first baseman, number 45, who played long ball in his last at-bat, Alex Brickman. Two outs in the inning. Brickman stands in, gets a slider back pick to first. Is it in time? It is not. Good play there by Villa. Blocks the slider in the dirt, picks it up, delivers a strike to first base. Kendrick fields, slaps the tag down just a hair too late. Count 1-0 to Brickman. Back-to-back sliders. A ball and a strike now. 1 ball and 2 strikes the count here at Muzzy Field. The Blues trail 5-0. 3-2 in the hit column, but the largest order of problems for the Blues so far is the big number 2 sitting in the air column. A ball and 2 strikes, man on first base, Brickman the batter. Carey checks in, kicks up, and rolls the hands over on the curveball. Missing 2 balls and 2 strikes. Carey sets, kicks, whips in another curveball. Two balls, 2 strikes, and 2 outs. We are in the top of the 5th inning. Brickman awaits. He gets a fastball and shoots it to right field. Scaffarello goes back. Now has to charge hard. Slides out and does not make the play. He now picks it up and makes the throw home. Villa will catch it. Scaffarello took 1 step back, and that was just enough to put him out of reach of making the play on that fly ball to right. Not a terrible effort there by Scaff. First and third, 2 outs. Brickman with a single. And then Drew Designor came in defensively to replace Mac Daniel Singleton, who dislocated his finger, attempting to steal second base in the 3rd inning. He was called out. Villa with a nice third on a second. Just the dislocated pinky. He'll be okay and into the ball game tomorrow, I would assume. A ball and no strikes. The 1-0 pitch, fastball, called a strike. A ball and 1 strike here. North Shore in their prideful July 4th uniforms. Stars and stripes uni for the Navs. Blue sleeves, stars on each sleeve, and the stripes white and red across the chest. They have Navigators written in the white. 2-1 pitch, fastball misses in. 3 balls and a strike here. Blues trailing. Blues trailing 5-0 in the middle innings. There is action in the Bristol Blues bullpen. Ground ball up the middle. Roberts Field steps on the bag at second, and the threat has been ended. However, North Shore picks up another one and puts themselves out of slam distance. Bottom of the 5th, coming up next, due up for the Bristol Blues, Kendrick, Scaffarello, and Zach Scott. First baseman Andrew Kendrick leads off the bottom of the 5th inning. He's first pitch swinging, rifles one down the third base line. Into foul ground it goes, 0-1. No balls and a strike to Kendrick. And a curveball over on the outside corner. Looked to be a little bit off the plate, but the starter, Cole O'Connor, who's been around the dish all day, gets the call here, 0-2. Andrew now steps out, regathers his thoughts, checks down the left field line. 0-2 pitch, fastball up near the letters. He takes 1-2. Scaffariello and Scott, the next two batters, due up for Bristol. Kendrick gets a 1-2 pitch, and it's a line shot back up the middle. Leadoff base hit for the Blues. Let's see if that gets the bats going.
Right fielder number 33,
Liam
Liam Scaffariello.
Scaffariello, number 33, on his way to Quinnipiac next year, stands in for Bristol. Kendrick got a 1-2 pitch, belt high, that he hit on a line to center field. He's now standing at first, and Scaffariello stands in the box down on the count, 0-1. 0-1 to Scaff. The 0-1 pitch is a bender. Misses outside. 0-2. Pitch to Scaff is a two-seam fastball that started away but ran toward the middle of the dish. He was unable to completely barrel it up, but he did lift it into foul ground. Count's going to stay 0-2. Kendrick was down on the count 1-2 and got a good pitch to hit that he laced into center field. If O'Connor makes that same mistake again, Scaff could make him pay. 0-2 pitch is a fastball. It's up and outside. Catcher Mike DeCunty picks it up and fires a rocket to first base. Kendrick back in there sliding head first safely. Pick back to no avail. Count still 1-2. Now a gentle pickoff move to first base. Not his best, that's for sure. Action in the Bristol Blues bullpen, number 24, Sam Spatafor. Two balls and two strikes to Scaffariello. Takes a changeup, one of the few thrown out of the right arm of Cole O'Connor today. It falls low of the zone. 3 balls and 2 strikes, nobody out. Let's see how aggressive the Blues will be, down 5-0. Kendrick, the man at first, not a ton of speed, but we'll see if they trust the bat of Scaffariello. They do not. And Scaff goes down looking. It looked like a curveball that the umpire said ball. Fielder up one step in front of the warning track he goes. Zach Scott gets a pretty good piece and gives it a ride. However, over to make the play is the North Shore right fielder. Fly out to position number 9 for Zach Scott. And now Chris Villa to bat with 2 outs and a man on first base. In the on-deck circle for the Bristol Blues is the shortstop, number 5, Tyler Roberts. Roberts with a single in the third. Villa, the batter up now, grounded out to the second baseman. Fastball misses outside, and the catcher, Mike DeCunty, not afraid. Next week is the All-Star break in the FCBL. I would not be surprised in the slightest to see the 300 hitting best defensive shortstop in all of the FCBL, Tyler Roberts, featured in Worcester next week. Men on second and first base. Roberts the batter. First pitch curveball. A get me over curve. Roberts looking fastball the way he took it. 0-1. 0-1 pitch, a curveball. Roberts sat on that one. Line shot to center. Center fielder will field the play at the plate. Kendrick slides in safely and advancing to third. There is Chris Villa. A 2-out RBI single by Tyler Roberts. Send him to Worcester, folks. 2 for 2 on the day. Picks up the first RBI for the Bristol Blues, and that'll bring up Dylan Morris. 2 outs, runners on the corners.
Now batting the left fielder, number 18, Dylan Morris.
Now it looks like the pitching coach for the North Shore Navs is going to come out and have a conversation with Cole O'Connor. This is the first time tonight that he's faced any adversity on the mound. Roberts picks up an RBI and a second base hit of the day. And Dylan Morris, who's hit the ball hard once today, stands into the left-handed batter's box, his first game back in a Bristol Blues uniform. So Roberts was sitting fastball the first pitch of the at-bat, and he got a bender. Second pitch, he waited back on that curveball. Doubling up there was Cole O'Connor. In a frozen rope, you could have hung laundry on it, as Roberts hit a shot to center field. Runners on the corners. 2 outs, Morris the batter. Morris swings and grounds one softly to second. He will field at the waist there, Will Riley Harold. The Blues get 1. In the bottom of the 5th inning, they now trail 5-1. New pitcher into the ballgame for the Blues will be number 24, Sam Spatafor. Spatafor into the ballgame for the Bristol Blues. This pitching change, as always, brought to you by Muzzy Field, novel about this historic venue, well written by Doug Milan. Find it today online at Amazon.com. Into the ballgame for the Bristol Blues, number 24, Sam Spatafor. 18 2/3 innings pitched for Spad. Most of them coming out of the bullpen. He does have one start. 3.37 ERA from the righty from Liverpool, New York, not England, folks.
Leading off for the Navigators, left fielder, number 15.
Righty stands in. He will work out of the stretch. Gonna have to take his time. As Mac Nathanson calls time, gets out of the box, waves the bugs out of the face, ready to see the first pitch from Spad. Spatafor starts him off with the first pitch curveball. Fouled off, 0-1. No balls and a strike here. Spatafor working ahead in the count early on. Sets, kicks, whips, and a fastball. Misses 1-1. A ball and a strike for the Bristol Blues righty. On his way to Cochise College next year. Community College is a feeder school to the big programs out west. Arizona, Arizona State. Two of the schools that Spad says they normally feed into. A ball and a strike. The righty, Nathanson, the batter. Blues trail 5-1. They did pick up a run last inning on the RBI base knock from Tyler Roberts. Blues are leading in the hit column. They also lead in the errors as well, and that is what has been the struggle for Bristol today. The 1-1 pitch is another curveball, and that's a good one. A lot of break on the off-speed pitch for Spatafor today. 12-6 curve, nearly unhittable. At least for now. A ball and 2 strikes. Now a fastball whipped in there. Grounded down the third baseline. It'll trickle toward the left of the bag. 1-2. One ball and 2 strikes the count here at historic Muzzy Field, 8:20 p.m. We are in the top of the 6th inning. 1-2 pitch seems to be a slider, misses high. 2-2. Two balls and 2 strikes. Another slider. This one started on the outer third. Then it ducked a little bit too far outside. 3 balls, 2 strikes the count as Spatafor works to his first batter of the ball game, coming here in the 6th inning. This one misses low. 4 wide ones.
The second baseman, number 16, Riley Harrell.
Leadoff walks, never a good thing, especially when you're coming out of the bullpen. Spatafor looks to utilize that curveball and roll a pair. Oh and 1 is the count here. Spatafor ahead in the count again. He's worked ahead of both batters he's faced, but he lost the first one and walked him. Runner is off with the pitch. Villa's throw down to second is high off the bag. That'll be a stolen base there for Nathanson. Man on second, nobody out, and the count is 1-1. One pitch in on the hands, ground ball into foul territory it goes. Now it'll skip toward the Navigators bullpen. A ball and 2 strikes to the left-handed hitting second baseman, Riley Harold. Curveball. Started at the middle of the dish. Curved right to the back left leg of the batter. Nothing he could do with that one except waste it. Good job at the plate there, avoiding the strikeout. A ball and 2 strikes. And the 1-2. Just misses inside. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Man on second. Spatafor comes set. He will now kick up and deliver to home plate. Bounce is in there again. Count now full. Three balls and two strikes. Line shot down the right field line it goes and just barely kicks foul by about 6 inches. Lucky for the Blues, that would have plated another run for North Shore. They already lead your hometown Bristol Blues 5-1. It's a 3-2 count yet again, second in as many batters for Sam Spatafor out of the bullpen. Curveball swung on and came up with nothing but air. Did Harold. He goes down swinging. Strikeout first of the ball game for Spatafor. In the third for the Bristol Blues pitching staff. Now Ben Kennedy will bat. The designated hitter, who is 1 for 2 on the day, singled in the third and grounded out to the second baseman in the fourth. Third at bat coming in the sixth. Spatafor, first pitch fastball outside 1-0. Runner is off for third base. The play at third, not in time. Stolen base there by Mark Nathanson. Second stolen base this inning for the right fielder for the Navs. Two balls and no strikes. Tight slider over for a strike there. 2-1. Two-one pitch, line shot up and over the glove of the shortstop, Tyler Roberts. The Blues now trail 6-1. As the DH in the 9th slot, Ben Kennedy hitting 143 coming into today's ball game. 2 base hits. He's 2 for 3, and right now he has been the thorn in the Bristol Blues side. A man on first, 1 out. And Joey Pena, the leadoff man, the shortstop, the batter. Pickoff move to first base. Back safely is Kennedy. Still no count on the leadoff man, Pena. On the day, Pena 0 for 2. He walked in the third and came around to score. Spatafor taking an extra beat to set. Fastball outside corner, called the strike. 0-1. 6-1 ball game. We are in the top of the 6th inning. Spatafor comes set at the Blues lettering, scripted across the chest. Misses. 1 ball and 1 strike. A ball and a strike, runner on first. There is 1 out. Double play would get the Blues out of this inning. Fastball misses outside. That one looked good. It was the same location, I believe, that the first pitch was called a strike. Here it's called a ball, and it's 2-1. Good hitters count now for Joey Pena. Pickoff move to first. Good move there by Spatafor, but Kennedy is back safely. Two balls and a strike. Runner is off, swing and missed. Looked to be a hit and run. That pitch was nowhere near the strike zone, but Pena swung through it, bought some time for Ben Kennedy, who's now standing up at second base. Man on second, less than 2 outs in North Shore, running a rough shot against the Bristol Blues today. Rough ball game so far for the Bristol Blues. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Spatafor will kick up and roll a curveball in there. It is grounded to first. Kendrick fields and makes the play. Runner advances 90 feet away from home plate now at third. Pena grounds out, 3 unassisted. And that'll bring up R.J. Warnick with a chance to play another run. Right-handed hitting third baseman, the batter. First pitch swinging, foul ball. Behind the dish it goes, 0-1. One pitch, line shot up the middle. Diving play made by Tyler Roberts. Another fine defensive effort by the shortstop from Fayetteville, Georgia. R.J. Warnick goes out on a line shot to short, and North Shore goes down. It's 6-1. Let's see if the Blues can fire up the bats. They're going to need it in the bottom half of the 6th inning. This is Bristol Blues baseball. Lorenzo Arcuri will lead off the bottom of the 6th inning. Blues trail 6-1. Both clubs have 5 hits, but the 2 errors are the costly ones for the Bristol Blues. First pitch fastball is a 2-seamer, catches the outer third, 0-1. Arcuri, Chauvin, and Gregoire due up for Bristol. Off the end of the bat, this one goes. It'll shimmy into center field, but charging hard and making the play there is Colby Maiola. 1 up and 1 down in the 6th. First pitch to Chauvin is a bender. Skips in there, picked up by DeConti. 1-0. The 1-0 pitch in on the hands. Austin will rip it to center field. Charging in there is the center fielder, Maiola, but he will come up empty-handed. It'll skip in front of him, and there's a man on once again. Chauvin having himself a day. He's 2 for 3. The Blues are leading in the hit column. They just haven't been able to come up with the clutch knock. Hopefully Gregoire can pick himself up and get going here in the 6th inning. He's 0 for 2 with 2 ground outs to the third baseman, one of them a 5-4-3 double play. Chauvin, the runner at first. And taking the fastball outside is Gregoire. 0-1. The 0-1 pitch is swung on and missed. 0-2. Pitch, fastball. He paints the black. Gregoire goes down looking.
First baseman number 28, Andrew Kendrick.
And now Kendrick, the batter. Two outs in the inning. The runner at first base is Austin Chauvin. First pitch to Kendrick is a curveball. Skips through the wickets of the catcher, DeConti. Goes to the padding behind home plate, and it is a 1-0 count. Chauvin standing at second base. So a 2-out base hit will give the Blues another run and bring this back to a 4-run ball game. Currently, they trail by 5. It's 6-1. The big inning was the third inning where an error by the center fielder Lorenzo Arcuri led to the long ball by Alex Brickman. They scored 4 in the third and haven't looked back. It's a 6-1 game. Kendrick gets a fastball on the inner third. He will lift it up and onto the roof here at Muzzy Field. A ball and a strike. The 1-1, grounded up the middle. This one will skip past the diving glove of Riley Harold. Rounding third, heading home is Austin Chauvin. He will score, and the Blues pick up another run. They've got a run in each of the last 2 innings. It is a 6-2 ball game, and Liam Scaffariello. Liam Scaffariello, 0 for 2 on the day, now the batter. Kendrick picks up an RBI as Scaff takes a fastball inside. Kendrick with his 13th RBI of the season coming here tonight against North Shore. The Blues scratching and clawing their way back in it. Let's see if Scaff can help the Blues plate a couple more. 1 ball and 1 strike here to the Blues right fielder. The big righty stands in, swings, and hacksaws one down the third baseline. Kicks into foul ground, 1-2. Warming up in the Bristol Blues bullpen is number 12, Artavius Marsh. Fans are behind their team tonight. It is Breast Cancer Awareness Night. And the 1-2 pitch is grounded softly Toward the batter's box, Zach Scott picks it up with the bare hand. A ball and 2 strikes, 2 outs in the inning. This would be a perfect time for Cole O'Connor to make his first true mistake of the ball game and leave a hanger up there for Liam. Most power on the team Scaffarillo does have. Instead, it's a 2-seam fastball running in on the hands, and Liam foils another one. Good job there by 33 to fend off another quality 2-strike pitch. Ooh, the 1-2 is a good curveball. Bounces in there, smothered by DeConti. 2 balls, 2 strikes, and 2 outs. The Blues have 2 runs in this ball game for sure. This one, deuces wild. Pickoff move back into first. Kendrick back in there, standing up. 2-2 pitch coming up next. Ground ball at the third baseman, ranges over, makes the play to second. Scaffarillo gave it a ride, but right into the glove of the third baseman, R.J. Warnick. He makes the play over to second base, and the Blues get a run, but nothing more. 6-2 ball game, top of the 7th inning. Coming up next, this is Bristol Blues baseball. Artavius Marsh, the lefty, out of the bullpen for the Bristol Blues. He works the third base side of the rubber. First pitch fastball is whipped in there. Mike DeConti, the left-handed hitting catcher in this lefty-on-lefty matchup, fouls it out of play, 1-1. Marsh, the lefty reliever from Faulkner University, Montgomery, Alabama native, delivers what is the first curveball of the night for the lefty. Bounces in there, it's 1-1. A ball and a strike, lifted in the air in front of home plate. Villa now throws the helmet and makes the play. DeConti pops out to the catcher, position number 2, Chris Villa. The batter now, the center fielder, number 10, Colby Maiola. Marsh gets in and checks down the signals from his battery mate, Chris Villa. First pitch fastball. Up off the roofing, kicks up, and back into play it goes. 0-1. Marsh working ahead in the count here to the lefty. Lefty on lefty matchup yet again. Fastball cued off the end of the bat. That one barely nicked the coating on the end of that baseball bat, but just enough to make contact and trickle toward the Blues dugout. No balls and 2 strikes. Slider missing away. 1-2. One-two pitch, a hanger that's lifted to deep left center field. Back goes Arcuri and back goes Morris. He will pick it up off the hop. 2 bases there for Kobe Maiola. Marsh just left that curveball up in the zone, and there wasn't much he could do after that one. Maiola saw the hanger, and he banged it to deep left center field over the head of both outfielders, Arcuri and Morris. A 2-base hit for North Shore. Now batting the first baseman, Alex Brickman. Brickman is a spitting image of Lou Haywood. Those of you not familiar with who Lou Haywood is, that would be the big righty that stands in the box in Major League for the greatest closer in baseball history. Ricky, the Wild Thing Vaughn, struck him out and ended the ball game. Marsh looking to do the same here for Alex Brickman. Man on second and 1 out. Artavius checks second, kicks back, and the first pitch fastball is up and out of the strike zone, 1-0. A ball and no strikes. Marsh coming into the ball game with 5 appearances, 3 starts, 18 1/3 innings pitched. He scattered 19 hits, giving up 13 runs. His ERA is 5.40. When Marsh does struggle, he seems to fly out that front shoulder and really release the fastball up and away. We saw that on the last pitch, but here he dials it in, and it's now 2-1. That is one thing that you could say Chris Villa does a great job with for the Bristol Blues. Commands the pitching staff and helps them when they need adjustments. He helps Marsh here today as the 2-0 or the 2-1 pitch misses. 3-1. Three balls and 1 strike the count here to Alex Brickman. He's 2 for 2 on the day, also with a walk. But most notably, good for the 2-run home run that helped North Shore score 4 in the 3rd inning. Three balls, 2 strikes, and 1 out. 3, 2, 1, and now Marsh comes set. He'll check second base twice before rocking back and letting Brickman unleash a line shot over the head of Liam Scaffarillo. It kicks up against the wall, and now Scaff's throw into second is up and over the head of Tyler Roberts. It'll get into third base, but that throw doesn't matter. Brickman strikes again, and he has been a Bristol Blues killer. Another big knock there by Alex Brickman. Might have just put this game out of hand. A double for Brickman, and he is now only a triple away from the cycle. Not assuming Brickman going to get that triple with his size and stature. However, notably, only a triple away. First pitch of the at-bat to number 32 for North Shore. 32 is Drew Del Signor. 5'10", 210, going to be a junior next year from Mercyhurst, New England. No balls and a strike for Drew Designor. And on second is Brickman in the 0-1 pitch. In for a strike, 0-2. Defensively behind Marsh, Chauvin at third, Roberts at short, Scott at second, and Kendrick at first. Scaffariello in right, in center is our Curry, in left, Dylan Morris. Ground ball back up the middle. It is a chopper, charging hard as Scott. Fields it with a waist-high bounce and makes the play to first base. 2 outs in the inning, and Mac Nathanson will bat with a man on third base. Marsh, got to be careful. Don't want to bounce one in there with a pass ball or a wild pitch. Would plate another run for North Shore. Fastball low and away. It's lifted down the right field line. Converging are all 3 Bristol Blues players. And it's a fair ball as it drops into the Bermuda Triangle between the first baseman, Kendrick, second baseman, Scott, and the right fielder, Liam Scaffariello. That ball had eyes on it, got down in the perfect position. And that's a double for Nathanson. The Nav score again, and don't look now, folks, but 7-2 ball game. 8-2 ball game. Check that. Fastball missing inside. 1-0. The 0-1 pitch is a changeup. The first one by Marsh, and it was a good one. Good pitch there by Artavius Marsh. The lefty decided to throw a changeup, and it started on the outside corner, faded low and away. Nothing the batter could do to handle that one. Now a fastball. Missing outside, 1-1. The batter now is Riley Harold, switch hitting. The second baseman gets his first appearance from the right side of the dish tonight. 2-1 count between Marsh and Harold. Swings through that one. 2 balls, 2 strikes, and 2 outs. Switch hitter, the 6'3" second baseman, plays for Nebraska Omaha. He is an Omaha, Nebraska native. 8-2 ball game. 2 balls, 2 strikes, and 2 outs. Defensively, the Blues are back all the way around. 2-2 pitch called. Strike 3. Down goes Riley Harold. But North Shore strikes again. They pick up 2 more runs. It's in an 8-2 ball game. Bottom of the 7th. Coming up next, it's stretch time at Muzzy Field. This is Bristol Blues baseball on the Blues Trail, 8-2. Leading off for the Bristol Blues is the second baseman on his way to St. Leo next season, Zach Scott. Takes the first pitch, catches the outside corner. Strike zone is a little bit wide today here, but it's been wide for both sides, so no one can really argue. The one strike pitch misses, count now 1-1. Number 16, check that, number 18, Brian Burke from Curry College, into pitch for North Shore. Now Scott turns on one. This one deep left center field right center field. Going back is the right fielder for North Shore. He will now make the play. Scott gave that one a ride. Just not enough here in spacious Muzzy Field. One up, one down via now the batter. Catcher for the Blues is 1 for 2 on the day. Grounded out to the second baseman in the third inning, then singled in the fifth. Picking that average up just over the Mendoza line, came here hitting 200 today. The 0-1 pitch is a curveball beneath the knees, 1-1. One pitch shot down into foul territory, down the right field line, 1-2. One-two pitch buckles the knees of Villa, but it does miss inside, 2-2. Three balls, 2 strikes, and 1 out. This one lifted in the air to shallow right field. Coming in a couple of steps to make the play is Drew Designor. 2 up and 2 down. That'll bring up the hot-hitting Tyler Roberts. Average up over 300. Came into the ballgame hitting 300. 2 for 2. That'll raise the average a couple of points. Probably sitting around the near 310, 315 mark here is the shortstop for Bristol. Tyler Roberts. He shows bunt. First pitch is a curveball. They ask for the appeal. He did not go on the bunt attempt. He pulled it back just in time. 1-0. A ball and no strikes. Fastball right down the heart of the plate. Roberts sitting on another off-speed pitch. Last at-bat, he was down on the count 0-1. Got another bender that he just laced into center field. Showing bunt again is Tyler, third baseman, playing deep at the bag with 2 outs. With a 2-1 count, Roberts should be sitting fastball now. Let's see if he could drive it the other way for extra bases this time. Gets the fastball, but it's high and tight. 3-1 now the count to the Blues shortstop. Three-one pitch right down the heart of the plate, right down Main Street here in Bristol. 3-2. 3-2 pitch, line shot over the second baseman's head. Another base hit for Roberts. He's 3 for 3. Well, what has been a dull ball game so far for the Bristol Blues has been a hot one for Tyler Roberts. He's 3 for 3. He's got 3 of the Blues' 8 hits. The Blues and Navs have the same amount of hits, 8 aside. But it is an 8-2 ball game after the eruption in the third inning for North Shore. Man on first, 2 outs. Dylan Morris, 0 for 3 in his return to Muzzy Field. the batter. First pitch swinging. Somehow, some way misses Lorenzo Arcuri and hits off the screening down the third base line. 0-1. Ground ball back up the middle. Pena, the shortstop, playing up the middle. Fields it, takes one step onto the bag. Morris goes down with the fielder's choice. We head to the 8th. Blues trail 8-2.
Leading off for the Navigators, number 9 from Broward Community College, Christian Cabrera.
Now batting for the Navs in his return to Muzzy Field, Christian Cabrera. Cabrera, former Bristol Blue that was transferred over to the North Shore roster. He gets over there and they start winning ball games. He's now over here in a pinch hitting role for North Shore. Steps out of the box, takes a slider that misses away, 2-0. Marsh challenges him with the fastball in on the hands. He comes up empty. Way late on that one there was Cabrera. 2 balls and a strike. Cabrera pinch hitting for the DH, Ben Kennedy. Three balls and 1 strike. Artavius kicks back into the windup. He goes. Misses up and out. A walk to Cabrera. Now it'll bring up the leadoff man, Joey Pena.
The shortstop, number 3, Joey Pena.
Fastball misses up in the zone. No action in the Blues bullpen. This will be Marsh's inning to finish. 1 ball and no strikes. Cabrera at first base after the leadoff walk. Marsh does not get that fastball over for a strike. It's 2-0. Artavius unable to locate down in the strike zone right now. Everything seems to be up. 2-0 pitch, misses inside. It's now 3-0. Pitch, 4 straight by Artavius Marsh, and that'll bring in Zach Scott to try to calm down the lefty from Alabama. 2 walks to start off the inning, never good. Now you got to go through 2, 3, 4 in the lineup, and that's dangerous. Action now in the Bristol Blues bullpen. Someone is getting up to stretch out and throw. Now manager Pat Riley headed out to the bump to settle down the lefty. A 1-0 count here to R.J. Warwick. Well, this game has been a struggle from the third inning on. Blues and Navs were deadlocked as they headed into the third inning. They scored a run, then the costly error by Lorenzo Arcuri plated another run, and before you knew it, Brickman sent one over the left center field wall, and it was a 4-0 ball game. Blues picked up their first runs in the 6th and 7th innings. However, it's been a little bit too late as it's now 8-2. Runners on first and second and a 1-1 count. Manager Pat Riley goes out there, talks to Marsh, calms him down, and the first pitch is a strike. Second one, however, misses up and out. It's 2-1. Two balls and one strike. Batter up is the third baseman, R.J. Warnick. Blues looking to roll a double play ball. 2-1 pitch is a well-located fastball. Low and outside. Warnick throws the hands at it and hits it out of play. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Starting this ball game was Teddy Carey. He gave way to the middle reliever for the Bristol Blues, Sam Spatafor, and now Artavius Marsh into the ball game. Drew a blank there on Spatafor. He came in relief for Carey, righty, now lefty in the ball game for the Blues. 2 balls and 2 strikes, and this one's fouled off. Count will remain the same. Two in on the hands. Fastball. He was able to barrel it up and get the hands through. Quick hands displayed there by R.J. Warnick. The lefty, Marsh, hums a fastball on the inner third. Warwick was able to sneak the hands through, barrel it up, but luckily for the Blues, it had just enough English to flip into foul ground. Ground ball up the middle. Scott diving play, backhanded to second for 1, over to first. That's a double play. Good play there by Zach Scott. Diving up the middle, nearly behind the bag. Throws it over underhand to Roberts at second for 1, and the double play is completed. 4-6-3 equals 2 here at Muzzy Field. There's a man on third in Christian Cabrera. And the catcher, Mike DeCunty, batting. Fastball inside corner. Called a strike. 0-1. Marsh might be able to find a way to weasel himself out of trouble. He's in the windup now. Rocks back. Fastball. Shot down the line and into the bullpen it goes. Bullpen scatters and the 0-2 pitch is coming up next. So manager Pat Riley goes out there and speaks words of wisdom to Artavius Marsh after walking the first 2 batters. And now he's just 1 strike away from getting out of this inning before he leaves a hanging breaking ball up there. That was a hanger about belt high, middle away. And the lefty catcher just ropes it into center field. So 1 strike away from getting out of the jam. And a base hit to center. A 9-2 ball game. The Blues behind in this one. Now the batter is Colby Miola. It's over for a strike right at the knees. Miola takes 0-1. He checks back in with the home plate umpire. Disagrees with that strike call. but doesn't matter. 0-1 pitch on its way. Misses way outside off the glove of Villa. 1-1. One ball and one strike, man on second with 2 outs. Fly ball, left center field. That ball is struck well and deep. It'll get up and over the head of Morris. Rounding second, coming around to score is DeConti Maiola. Is on his way to second base. This is becoming a lapper. It's 10-2. And now Alex Brickman with a chance to hit for the cycle. All he needs now is a triple. In a ball game like this, that's one of those where you can get away with trying to hit for the cycle. Normally just trying to put a good swing at it. I'm sure he's trying to find a gap and leg out a triple any way possible. Fastball misses outside, 1-0. Pitch misses up. Villa tried to frame it. He could not get the umpire to signal strike with the right hand. 2-0. Pitch lifted in the air. This one is high and far beyond the plate. 2-1. Two balls and a strike. Fastball misses outside. 3-1. The 3-1 pitch is lifted in the air to right. Scaffariello will range over and make the play. North Shore finally goes down here in the 8th inning. Brickman flies out to right, and the Blues to bat in the bottom of the 8th inning. This is Bristol Blues baseball, and the Navigators lead 10-2. Jake Dexter on the hill for North Shore now. Number 37 from Southern Maine, Dexter to bat. Lorenzo Arcuri, the batter for the Blues, takes the first two offerings, both of them wide of the zone, 2-0. Ground ball back up the middle. Charging hard is Pena. He fields on the glove, makes the play over to first base in time. Fine play there by the shortstop for North Shore. Charging hard and a good throw on the run. Hit the first baseman, Brickman, right in the chest. The batter now is Austin Chauvin. Chauvin's picked up 2 knocks on the day. Chauvin checks his swing here, and the 0-1 pitch turns the count into 1-1. The 1-1 pitch is a side-winding fastball, just a bit outside, 2-1. Two balls and 1 strike. Chauvin drops the hands back and takes the 3-1. Three balls and 2 strikes the count here to the Blues third baseman. On deck is Michael Munson. Chauvin swings through a 2-seam fastball. He goes down, his first strikeout of the day. Now pinch hitting in the designated hitter's role, Michael Munson. Mike Munson pinch hitting for Frankie Gregoire. Swings through a first pitch fastball. Healthy cut there by Michael. It's 0-1. 0-1 pitch is a changeup, misses beneath the knees. 1-1. On deck for the Blues is the first baseman, Andrew Kendrick. 2 balls and 1 strike, the count here. The Blues trail in this ball game 10-2. They do have 8 hits, just unable to get the big hits at the right time. 2-1 pitch, fastball swung on and missed. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Curveball looked to miss outside, but the umpire really widens the zone on that one. Munson goes down looking. That's a tough call to take as a pinch hitter late in the ball game. Kendrick will lead off the 9th inning. The Blues will need it as they trail 10-2. This is Bristol Blues baseball, top of the 9th, coming up next. Now into the ball game for the Bristol Blues, Jimmy Titus. Titus, a relief pitcher and a shortstop for the Blues. Ball gets thrown down to second. Jimmy out of the pen, ready to work in relief against the North Shore Navigators. Drew Designor, the batter for North Shore. They lead 10-2. Titus on relief. He will work from the stretch the entire time. First pitch fastball, 0-1. Titus features a low 90s fastball and a pretty decent slider. Two-pitch pitcher out of the pen for the Blues. He rifles in yet another fastball. Down the count, 0-2. Is the righty from Mercyhurst, Drew Designor. Down on strikes go Designor. Now he's giving it to the home plate umpire. Kind of surprised to see him giving it to the plate ump. If he were to look up at the scoreboard, maybe he would realize what's going on and not clear the bat rack with the helmet and start cursing out the umpire. You could hear it from up here in the press box, and that's not the way you want to handle the situation. First pitch swing in there. Zach Scott with a fine play again. Two good plays in a row by Zach Scott. This one a diving play ranging in the hole toward right field. Comes up with it up to a knee and makes the play to Andrew Kendrick. Two fine plays in 2 innings for Zach Scott. Both of them diving, one up the middle, one down the right side. With 2 outs, a first pitch curveball. Titus now showing confidence, and the Bristol Blues look like a new ball club here in the defensive side of the 9th inning. Playing with a little bit of energy and fire now. It's nice to see. No balls and 2 strikes. The count to Riley Harold. Oh, 2 pitch, 3 straight curveballs. He goes down looking. 3rd strikeout there for Riley. And the Blues pick up the bats, trailing 8-2 as we head 10-2 as we head into the bottom of the 9th inning. Leading it off for Bristol will be Kendrick, Scaffariello, and Zach Scott. Leading off the bottom of the 9th inning for the Bristol Blues is Andrew Kendrick. He's 2 for 3 on the day, 2 singles and a strikeout. Fastball misses inside, 1-0. Kendrick, the first baseman from Youngstown State, the batter. 1-0 pitch, grounded down the third base line, just kicks foul by a couple of inches. 1-0. Kendrick swings, and now the count is 1-2. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Andrew Kendrick, the batter. On deck for Bristol will be a pinch hitter for Liam Scaffariello, Brandon Grover. Check swing there by Andrew, takes the slider in the dirt, 2-2. Blues are a game up on the Pittsfield Suns. After tonight's ball game, Bristol will drop to 13-16 on the season. Still good for the 4th position in the FCBL. They would make the playoffs if the season would end today. Kendrick rolls over a slider that is picked up by the shortstop, Joey Pena. He will fire it over to first base, and Kendrick is down 6-3. Brandon Grover, the pinch hitter, now to bat. First pitch to Brandon is a strike, 0-1. Grover, one of the kids on the Bristol Blues team that really loves to attack the first pitch fastball. Kind of surprised he didn't hear. Swings at that fastball, which is outside. It is 0-2. No balls and 2 strikes. Fastball misses low. 1-2. It is a beautiful night for baseball. First pitch, 7:01 p.m., and it was 86 degrees. It's cooled down a touch here now, but still a fine evening for a ball game. This one lifted down the right field line. It's got the distance, but it is foul. Brandon Grover got all of that one, lifted it way down the right field line, but unfortunately for the Blues, it was in foul ground. If it was fair, it was gone. There's no doubt about that one. Now an inside-out swing. Chopper to the third baseman. He attempts to field it cleanly. He does not. R.J. Warnick kicks that one around, but it will be a base knock for the Bristol Blues pinch hitter, Brandon Grover. Base hit for Brandon Grover. And now Zach Scott, the second baseman, with 2 fine defensive plays since his last at-bat. Let's see if he can carry that over to the dish. Gets a first pitch fastball that he lifts up and out of play it goes. 0-1. Now, Zach Scott made 2 of the best defensive plays all season for the Bristol Blues. One, the diving play up the middle that started a 4-6-3 double play. Then that one last inning, deep in the hole toward first base, got up to a knee and threw out the runner at first. He sits here in a 1-1 count. We are in the bottom of the 9th inning, and the Blues trail 10-2. Bristol has picked up 9 hits today, just really unable to find the big knock to plate a couple of runs and get this ball game a little bit closer. Scott struggling a little bit with this vision, steps out of the batter's box, clears the eyes a couple of times, and awaits a 1-1. 1-1 pitch is a fastball, tailed away from the plate, but it was called a strike. 1-2. Two balls and 2 strikes. Scott wakes back and throws the hands at it, ground ball up the middle. Second baseman Fields, 4, 6, 3. That is a double play and the ball game. North Shore comes away with a victory here at Muzzy Field, 10-2. Losing pitcher is the Bristol Blues, Teddy Carey. He falls to 0-2 on the season. Winning pitcher is Cole O'Connor. O'Connor gets his second win of the season. He's now 2-1. The Blues drop this one, and we will see you on Friday as the Blues travel to Martha's Vineyard tomorrow night. This is Bristol Blues Baseball, and we will see you Friday night.